Welcome back, YouTube. I'm Evil Squeegee, and this is DMPC, the show where I am both the DM and the PC. Welcome back. If you're coming in from a previous episode, if you're watching on Twitch, hello Twitch. We record these episodes live on Twitch every Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. EST on twitch.tv/evilsqueegee. If you're watching, please don't forget to like this. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Get that algorithm flowing. Get the algorithm flowing in my favor. Yes, yes. Deliver unto me the dopamines. In our last episode, we arrived at Pernrith, and it turned out that Pernrith was in the grip of a dictator, and the king was visiting. And the temple was so overwhelmed with tending to the king's men that there was no room for Maud to be tended to unless we made ourselves useful. And to make ourselves useful, we accepted a quest from the church. You see, in Pernrith, it rains gold, and so gold has no real value. And so in Pernrith, all trade is based on gems, and those gems come from the volcano that is sitting right next to Pernrith called Mount Pernrith. And there is a mining operation that is funded to and operated by the church that has not been heard from in some time. And so they have sent me to go and investigate. I managed to get my sorry ass lost on the way up there. And while we were making camp trying to figure out which way to go, we were attacked by a group of angry storks, of man-sized, man-eating storks that are defending their nest from us, even though we didn't do anything, just because they're wild animals. And so that is where we left off. That is where we're going to pick up, is in the middle of being attacked by storks. I can't make this up. I love playing solo RPGs. Let's get this party started. The storks are charging me. What do? I prepare myself. I draw my sword. I draw my shield. This was during camp, so I don't have my armor. So I only have +1 armor versus these storks. But before we get into a fight with these storks, I need to stat these orcs. Making monsters. Monster maker. All right, let's talk stats. Let's get this party started. The first thing I am going to try and do is I'm going to try and scare them off by being as big as I can. They're really only trying to defend their nest, and I'm a good aligned paladin, so I don't want to kill them for no reason. I will kill them if I have to defend myself, but I prefer to defend myself non-lethally if I can. So this is going to be a defy danger based on charisma with a weak hit from Martkos. That was our last unnatural die. What happens if I hit the unnatural dice? Oh, it just rolls a 0. Okay. With a weak hit from Martkos. A weak hit means I have to choose between myself and Christina is ready and has her dagger and her long sword out, and she is ready to go. So I scare some of these birds off. Not all of them. That's what I'm going to say the weak hit is that I don't scare all of them off. How many of these birds do I scare off? I'm going to roll d6. There's 8 birds. There were 7 birds, I think. So I scare them off, and 2 of them dive in, and that's going to be a hack and slash. Do the birds focus me because I am the loudest one? Let's roll. I'm going to call this a 50-50. Let's roll this on Mythic GM Emulator. A 29 is a yes. Okay, so they focus me. That means that I am going to unnatural dice. Okay, I am all natural right now. So let's focus on this hack and slash. +2. 8 plus 2 is 10. I am not on a quest right now. I've not sworn an oath yet. So I do not get my +1d4 from Smite, but I do 1d10 plus 1. I kill one of the 2 remaining birds and drop it as it comes in, and it pecks and it screeches and screams. Its buddies have all fled, but these 2 remaining, I come in and I grab and I try and convince it to leave, and I grab it by the neck and I throw it aside, and it comes back at me, so I grab it again by the neck and I throw it aside, and it comes back at me, so I stab it, and I pull my sword out, and it drops to the ground, and that's gonna be dinner tonight. Meanwhile, the other bird is going for Christina, and Christina is going to hack and slash. Christina gets +1. +1 is 5. Christina fails to damage it, so Christina is going to take the lower of 2d8 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8 damage. Christina does not have a shield. She is not wearing armor, so she takes a full 8 damage. I'm going to try and scare this last one off with the corpse of its friend. I'm going to take +1 forward to this, so this is +3. 9 plus 3 is 12. I scare it off. I'm swinging its buddy's corpse around. That's not disturbing or anything. And I'm holding it up and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, "Go! Run! Leave!" And this bird will escape. And that was a very short combat. And I'm going to do what I call storing the treasure. Basically, when you overcome a monster, you're supposed to roll that monster's damage dice and get treasure for it, but it doesn't make sense for there to be treasure here, so I'm doing what I'm calling storing the treasure, where the next time I find a treasure, I will roll this treasure then. So that the rest of the night will pass without event, and then we can wake up in the morning and hopefully we can reorient ourselves, and we'll take another stab with wisdom, and this time Christina's got the map instead of Octavia, because Octavia got us lost. That is +1, 7 to 8. The weather kind of like worsens, and the thick black clouds kind of gather around the mountain, and we eventually find our way to the gem mines. Now, I have a couple of questions for the Mythic GM emulator now that we are here. I want to eventually find out. My mission is to find out why there hasn't been any communication from the mines to the church. And my first question is, are there still people here to be having communications with? Are they dead? Are they alive and present? Are they alive and accounted for? Let's find out. This is Chaos rank is currently 6, and I'm calling this a 50-50. 58 is a yes. There are, in fact, people here. Okay. So Christina and Octavia approach the nearest miner, who's like dumping gems into a crate. And we hail them over. And what do they tell us? What is it that they tell us? We are going to character conversation. A 55, it doubles, and it's under the cast rank, but that only applies to yes or no questions for fate checks, and does not apply to rolling on the meaning tables. 55 and 17. 55 is intense, and 17 careless. They have been very busy dealing with the fallout from a mistake from one of the foremans. The foreman pushed his men too hard, and a collapse has gone on inside the mines, and they're dealing with the fallout from that. They don't have any people to spare to send to the church. They don't have any people to send to the church right now because all of their messengers are caught inside the mines because the foreman was careless and pushed his men too hard, and they were working and the collapse happened, and now they're dealing with that. So Octavia and Christina will volunteer to help with the situation because that is what they do. That help will be gladly accepted, and we can head into the mines. Now, what I want to know is, what is the danger of these mines? Because going into a mines in Dungeon World means we're going into a dungeon. And there has to be a reason they didn't just dig these people out. Dungeon descriptors. Let's roll on that. 1, 2. 15 and 35. Dungeon descriptors. 15 cold and 35 faded. Oh no, more ghosts. The mines are haunted. Okay, so the mines are haunted, and that's why they've been that's why they haven't managed to dig out these miners yet, because the ghosts that haunt the mines are in the way. Okay, so let's take the opportunity here to stat up our little dungeon. So we have ourselves a dungeon prepped. The 4 themes of this dungeon are cold, haunted, mining, and unstable. The common areas are a 3-way intersection, a 4-way intersection, and a chamber. And the unique areas are the collapse, where the miners are. That's our goal, is to get to the collapse. The jackpot, which is where they're digging up the gems, and we might find a lot of treasure available to us. And the infinite pit, which is a place where they dug too deep and they pulled out. Because they uncovered a hole that just goes down, down, down. And I think... How much time do we have left on today's stream? We got a half an hour. We can do some dungeon delving. Yeah, we'll do some dungeon delving. We are going to go to a whole new map, though. A whole new map. The Pernrith Mines. Let's find out what we find when we delve into the dungeon. Into the mines. If Roll20 will respond. 2. It is a common area and a danger. What is the common area? 10. It is a chamber. The common area and a danger. What kind of dungeon danger manifests? 12 is a 12. It is an entity. What is the entity? Another 12. A dark god? An avatar of... What was the name of that god? Of Moen. The goddess of night manifests in the first chamber. So as we step into the chamber, the torches that are supposed to be lighting, they all blow out around us, and I pull out my sword and I'm looking around, and Christina pulls out her sword and her dagger, and we're back to back, and we're slowly circling as we try and wait to figure out what's going on. And swirling up out of the shadows comes this figure that stands at least 10, 12 feet tall and has glowing coals of eyes and many, many arms. And it opens its mouth, and what does it say? Mythic GM Emulator, character conversations. 1 and 92. Abuse... Refuse. I'm not doing combat with a dark god, so I'm going to assume that this dark god is here to tell me to go away and to stop combating its minions, and it is going to curse me if I continue to upset its operations on the mortal plane. And I hold my sword out and I point it at this entity, and I tell it that over my dead body will I stop hunting this cult of Moen, and will I and as a paladin of Rhinos, I am sworn to uphold the freedom of the people that the goddess of Moen is trying to take away, and that they'll have to go through me in order to accomplish its goals. And it doesn't take kindly to that, and the dark god kind of like does the dark god curse me for my insolence? I'm going to call that likely. And this is likely at Chaos rank 6. So that's a 75% chance of being cursed. Why do I do this to myself? 73. I almost get away with it. But I don't. There is a curses table. What is the curse that is bestowed upon me? Curses. D100. 75. 49. 75, 49. 75. Mundane. 49. Mundane health. Mundane health. It's a curse. The goddess of Moen strikes me sick. I now have the sick ability. And I drop to my knees and I start vomiting and coughing and sputtering. And Moen cackles and laughs and vanishes into the darkness. And Christine rushes over and pats me on the back and pulls my hair up out of my vomiting way. And when it's finally calmed down, I'm pale, I'm sickly, I'm cold sweat. And I stand up and Christina says, "Wow, you must have really pissed them off." And I turn to Christina and say, "That just means I'm doing my job. Come on, let's go rescue these miners." And we delve deeper into the dungeon. But to find out what happens next, you're going to have to tune in tomorrow when we upload the next video. I think it's probably going to be tomorrow. I don't know exactly because I don't upload on stream days, but sometimes I do. I don't really have an upload schedule. It's every day, every couple of days. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you're watching on twitch.tv/evilsqueegee, don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with you. Thank you so much. Hit the notification bell and bye.